Over the years we have done many videos. Which ones to watch first? In this video, my suggestion for beginners, but also for experts. Let's find out. Hi guys, this is Gabriele from Nanoshan, where we share the pleasure of drinking and discovering genuine farm tea. If you're new to our channel, well, that's definitely the right video for you. Don't forget to subscribe it, and if you like what you're watching, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Today I want to go through most of our video. We have done actually I think more than 200 of them, and maybe you are new to our channel, you just started recently, a few months ago, you haven't seen them all, it's kind of unclear where you should get started. So I thought, actually, it wasn't my fault actually, it was the fault of one of you that comment on one YouTube video and told me, why don't you make a video when you show a little bit an overview of the videos and let us know, depending on our level of expertise with tea, which is the right videos to get started. So what I did in the past days, I reviewed them all, I sorted them out, and now I'm ready to present them to you. But before that, I have to brew some tea. I have here some TL1, I think. Oops. Yeah, TL1. Quite a lot for my standard. 7.5 grams, I weighted before. And the teapot is large. I haven't used it for more than 3 years. But I remember this one, I think, was used for rock tea. So that's why I choose one of them. So basically I choose the teapot, not the tea. But that's perfectly fine. And the teapot was also a present from the artist, so yeah, kind of nice. All right, for this time I won't rinse it, just let's leave it like that, and yeah, we get started. So first of all, I have here my computer in front of me, and I can show you basically how everything got started. When we really started doing regular video, I was thinking how to structure them. So I made actually a list of 8 different points that I wanted to follow and I wanted to present kind of regularly. Single tea tasting, teaware, both basic and advanced, brewing and tasting skills, how to purchase tea, comparative tasting between different types of tea, interviews, tea travel, and food and tea pairing. Comparative tasting again, I don't know why I have it twice here, actually, it doesn't make any sense, probably there were just 7 points, and general tea knowledge. As a matter of fact, and as you've probably already guessed, not to forget my tea, I'm not really using this list anymore, just because I'm pretty much improvising a little bit more than at the beginning, but nonetheless, most of the videos that you're watching fall in one of these categories. Then what do we have? In this video I actually decided to group them in a different way. You know, it's different when you plan something and when actually you look at it because it was already done. So what we are going to view today is 9 topics, which is brewing, it is tasting, storage, what do we have? Types of tea. So the 6-7 types of tea, YIXING teapots, tea vocabulary, tea pricing and tea business, reviews of different types of things like tea farms, books, or tea houses or tea shops, and any other topic that didn't fit in the categories above. So what I did, I kind of sorted the tea according to the level of expertise that you have, or I would rather say according to the level of nerdiness. So you will see that in the list below, so in the description just below, you have all the list of the video that we are going to review today, and next to each link there is a little nerdy face. 1, 2 or 3, depending on the level of nerdiness that you guys have. And how that works, I would say you just select the type of category that you want to start with, or you feel like watching today, brewing or taste, whatever. And then, you can just, if you are at very basic level, you're just starting with getting serious about tea, then you go first through the all one nerdy head video. If you are already experienced, probably those videos are not so interesting for you. So you might consider skipping and going to 2 or 3 nerdy heads. As a matter of fact, if you are beginners, it doesn't mean you cannot watch those nerdy videos, and actually you don't have to wait to watch them. Just go ahead and watch them, one of them, 2 of them. You might maybe listen things that you don't really understand at first, but that will prompt you to go out and search further about those specific topics and keywords that you don't really get. So let's get started. I won't really go through every single video that I have listed, but I give you an idea of how this thing works, and then you can go down in the description below and choose the one that you like. Let's start with brewing. That's the very basic, that's what I'm doing here. Without brewing, there is no tea. What I suggest starting with is a pretty famous video about a beginner's guide. It's a beginner's guide, which tea to drink first. It's just my personal suggestion. Other people may think it differently, but if I would start over again, which tea I would start with and why. Then there is a little bit of videos about Gongfu-cha, the difference between Gongfu-cha and Western style in the teapot. Then we have a video about how much tea to use. Today I use 7.5 gram. Why? Why did I go for it? What does that mean? So there is a video about that. There is also a video about a more specific way of brewing that is Chaozhou style without a picture. And then I move on to more practical aspects, like how to hold a gaiwan. I don't have a gaiwan here with me, I have an Ishin teapot, doesn't matter. How to break a bingcha, a pu'er cake, tea kettles, a review of tea kettles, why I like this kind of tea kettles and I don't like other kinds of, and which gives you suggestion on how to choose them. And then when to rinse leaves. You have seen that today I didn't rinse them. Usually I would have done it. I just, for whatever reason, I wanted to get started and I didn't do that. This video tells you about when and when not rinsing the leaves. Then we have a few experiments, video that are experiments. You recognize them because the thumbnail has all fonts written in brown, and it's written almost tea experiment on the top right, I think. So a few tea experiments that you can watch and then do yourself at home to get a better understanding of tea. This is an interesting live streaming, so it's a little bit of a longer video, but help even experienced person to predict tea. Like I've done a first brew right now. If I want to drink it again, how long should I steep? I can predict the behavior of the tea depending on the information I know, how much leaves I use, how warm is the teapot, how warm is the water, and so on and so forth. And then we start with specific videos about specific tea types brewing. So how to brew white tea. Then there is a series about green teas that you see here. How to brew black tea. Not only one method, just different methods. And just my suggestion. How to cold brew tea. And now I see probably I have to do one about how to brew oolong. It's kind of missing. There is, I think, a nice series about professional tea tasting. It's 4 different videos that you have to watch in the right sequence, and that helps you drinking tea like a professional person, like those tea tasters that for companies are there and just spend the day drinking tea, cupping tea, and selecting them. So that's about brewing. If we go to taste, I have some general videos about tasting. So there is for food and tea pairing, there are different videos. There is a video, or more than one, where we explain how to pair breakfast with tea. There is another one with Giselle about how to pair risotto with tea. And I just suggest go in the YouTube search bar and you write food and tea pairing Nanoshan, and all of them come out. But then there is more other general topic, like which is the difference between astringency and bitterness. Then you have how to write tasting note, and with that there is also a tasting note prepared that I can send to you. You find everything in that video. There is an interesting live video about the taste of Yunnan, the influence of the terroir, that here I've written twice for whichever reason again. And then we have a kind of complicated topic, how sun drying of the leaves affect the taste of the tea. All right, then we move on with another topic, that is storage. Storage is an important topic. There is even one video that is not on the list because at the time I prepared the script, I didn't make the video yet. But different videos about how to store tea at home, which tea containers to use, how to store pu'er, how to make a pumidor, which is a container where you control temperature and humidity to have more influence on the aging of pu'er, and so on and so forth. Different opinion, not only mine, also Siggy's opinion that it is a pu'er nerd, freak, expert, you call it. And then we have a wide category that is the different types of tea. Or now I don't want to go into detail, but one video that you have to watch, it takes just 7 minutes, and it is the 6 types of tea. A quick summary about all the 6 types of tea. Actually, if you are already a subscriber, you probably have already watched this one. Then there is different groups that I made here. I start with white tea, and what I realized, I have to do more video about white tea, guys, here. There is only one video, Understanding White Tea. Very nice video, very popular, that I did with Elsa a couple of years ago, 3 years ago in New York City. And then we have a long series of videos about green tea, both Chinese and Japanese. Don't want to go into detail now, but look at this. For example, you have an overview of Japanese tea, followed by the history of Japanese tea, and followed by an overview very specific to green tea from Japan. Yabukita, which is the most famous cultivar in Japan, the most widespread, a whole video only to that cultivar, and so on and so forth. Then we moved on to oolong, where we have a general video about the shapes of oolong, so the shapes of the leaves of oolong, and then different groups of oolong. We have a series of videos about rock tea. Personally, among these are some of my favorite videos among all 200. Spent quite some time to prepare them, and is kind of edge information that is not easy to find, and I'm thinking about these 3 here. Then a video in which we compare 2 different styles of tie guanyin, a different video in which we compare 2 different styles of dancong actually, or we make a comparison between the leaves of dancong, of Hengwan dancong, and the leaves of rock tea. A little bit about Taiwan and why Jinshuan is milky oolong. Maybe you've heard about that. An overview of all the cultivars of the tea that grow in Taiwan. And then here you find actually specific videos about the specific black tea. Now, actually in this list, I didn't report specific tasting about single teas. I did that only when the video brought also a lot of information. So here you learn not only about the taste of Chim and Honcha, but you learn about the different type of Chimen and how it is graded, how it is harvested, and so on. Same for Jinjumei. This is another very informative video with, again, some information that are not so easy to find. Moving on, we have a series of videos about pu'er. I personally like a lot the first 2, higher and lower, and also taste and feeling about pu'er. On top of that, also this video by Siggy is really interesting, and it is really dedicated only on kind of aged pu'er from the 90s. Some about the other type of heicha, and then a separated video about maucha for those that know what is maucha or that think that know what is maucha. All right, let's move on, not before drinking tea out of an Ishin teapot, that's the next topic. And here we have how to choose an Asian teapot, how to prime and season an Asian teapot, one of the few videos that is also in Italian, and then 3 ways of faking an Asian teapot just to avoid, you know, making the wrong choice. Yeah, I have some experiments that you can do yourself, and then I move on to the next category, which is tea vocabulary. So there was a time I did a series of 7 videos, each of them about a specific topic, and through these videos I tried to learn and teach actually the Chinese tea vocabulary. Now, I don't speak Chinese very well. Pretty bad actually, very basic, but I know a lot of Chinese words related with tea. So pardon my bad pronunciation, but I think that nonetheless it's interesting because a lot of those terms you find on the web, you heard people speaking about that, so you have really here about 3-4 hours only of Chinese tea lesson if you want. Let's move on with a category that is probably one of the category that you guys like the most, tea pricing and tea business. Here we go and we give really a lot of details about how much actually the producer of the tea get for the tea, how much the tea picker get for the tea. So we say producer and tea picker. We show you very precisely actually how the retail price of tea is calculated, and not only that, there is even a whole video dedicated about the wholesale price of tea. Moreover, 2 videos, not 1, 2, about how to open a tea business, if that's kind of in the back of your head. You want to think twice before you do that, by the way. But all details and my experience in that video. Then we say that we have a few videos about reviews, so books, tea houses. This is like a book that everyone should have, both experienced and not. There is from the basics of pour down to an overview, an extensive overview of all types of tea that there are out there. Did I say pour? I meant tea, not pour, it's just general about tea. And then 2 more specific book about pour. The second one, sorry, this one, I mean, probably my favorite tea book overall. And then a few tea houses and tea places that I visited over the years, including a farm in the US. And finally, we have topics that I couldn't fit in the others. We have an important one, caffeine, how much caffeine there is here. Not that much because this tea is roasted. Why? Find it out, have a look. And then we have, this I think is cool, it's like, besides watching Nanoshan, which other sources do you have for tea knowledge? And I go through all the sources I can think about and I give you an overview. And I think if you watch that video, then you have a really good place to start with in searching information. At a certain point, you might have enough of drinking tea alone. There is a video that tells you how to find tea friends. And there is even a video that tells how to spread Gongfu Cha in the world, becoming a tea ambassador. And guys, that's it. That's the overview I wanted to give you. I think that's the end of the list. Yes, it is. So this video will be updated. I don't know. I don't know if I will keep on updating the list in the description below. It is pretty much the end of January. So this video will come out in February 2022. So if when you're watching it's not 2022, what you should do? Well, if you are anyway new to this channel, just start anyway with this video. And actually, if you're watching and listening to me right now, you probably have already watched the video anyway. All right, thanks a lot. And sorry if there was some noise in the background. There are some guys playing hockey just in the courtyard here. So yeah, I don't know. I heard them, but since the mic is directed in my direction, maybe you don't hear them. Bye bye. I'll see you next week.